Have you ever pulled a load of towels out of the wash, clean, just finished, and caught a smell on them? Not clean, sour, musty, a little like something left too long in the dark. And you did not understand it because they had just been washed. So you told yourself it was the towels, that they were old, that they needed replacing, or you blamed the detergent and you bought a different one, a stronger smelling one to cover it. And still, some days, the wash comes out smelling worse than it went in. Mija, sit down, because I have to tell you where that smell is coming from, and it is going to surprise you. It is not the towels, it is not the detergent, it is the machine. The very machine whose whole job is to make things clean is itself dirty, filthy, in a place you have never once looked, and it has been quietly rubbing that filth onto every single load you wash. There is a ring of black mold growing inside your washing machine. On a front loader, it hides in the folds of that rubber seal around the door, in the dark where you never pull it back to look. On a top loader, it hides up under the little cap in the center and along the top edge where the water sits. It grows in the warm, the wet, and the dark. And a washing machine, shut tight after every load with the damp still inside it, is the most warm, wet, dark little place in your whole house. It is a garden for mold, and nobody ever taught you that you have to clean the thing that does your cleaning. My name is Bertha, and the old ways of keeping a house are what I share here, the way my mother and my grandmother kept a home, back when a woman knew that anything left wet and shut away in the dark would turn. And so she never did it. No products to sell you, no tablet to push, only the plain knowing that used to pass from a mother to a daughter and has quietly gotten lost. So today, I am going to show you how to clean that machine, both kinds, front and top, the whole of it, and take that smell out of your laundry for good. Let me start with the front loaders because they are the worst offenders. And the trouble is that rubber seal around the door, the gasket. Pull it back with your fingers. Right now, if you have one, into the folds of it. And look, I will wait. What you find in there is why your clothes smell. The first thing before any cleaner is to wipe out that first layer of loose grime and use paper towel for this. Not a good cloth because what comes off is nasty and you will just throw it away rather than wash it. Wipe the whole seal, get the easy filth off so that when the cleaner goes on, it can reach the mold that is truly stuck instead of just sliding around in the muck. Now the cleaner, and it is one you can mix yourself for pennies, and it is the same one I will use for both machines. 1 cup of white vinegar, 1 cup of water, and about a teaspoon of the blue dish soap mixed in a spray bottle. That is the whole recipe. The vinegar kills the mold and takes the sour smell away. Vinegar is the great old deodorizer. It does not cover a smell, it removes it. And the dish soap cuts the greasy scum that the detergent itself leaves behind, because yes, the very soap you wash with builds up into a film in there that feeds the grime. Spray the whole gasket, good and wet, and let it sit a while and do its work. And if you are ever nervous about vinegar on the rubber, you rinse it well after, and it is fine. It is already watered down. But if you would rather leave the vinegar out and use just the dish soap and water, either way, then a soft toothbrush and you scrub every fold. And here is a thing that will surprise you. You will think you have gotten it all, and then you pull the rubber in a different direction and find a whole new hidden pocket of black filth you never saw. So work all the way around, pulling the seal this way and that into every fold. Now here is the real secret, the thing almost nobody knows, the reason that seal molds and stinks in the first place. Down at the bottom of the gasket, hidden, there are little drain holes. They are meant to let the water run out so the seal can dry. And they clog with hair, with lint, with fuzz. And once they clog, the water cannot drain. So it just sits there in the bottom of that rubber fold, warm and still, day after day. And still water in the warm dark is mold, always. So you take a pipe cleaner, a simple bristly pipe cleaner, find those little holes down at the bottom and work it in and clean them out And when the first one comes clear, you will often see the trapped water finally drain away. Clean every one of them. That right there, those clogged drains nobody ever told you about, is the true source of the smell. Then you rinse it all down well, top to bottom, with a clean, damp towel into every fold, leaving nothing behind, because any speck of mold you leave will just grow back and start the smell all over again. And if, after all, that there are still black stains soaked deep into the rubber, that is mold that sat there too long and got into the rubber itself. And I will be honest with you, sometimes that does not fully come out. There is a gel, you can lay on it overnight. That helps some. But if the rubber is truly ruined, the honest answer is that the seal has to be replaced. And for most machines, that is a job for a repairman. I will not tell you a scrub fixes a thing that is past scrubbing. Now, the top loaders. Different machine, same enemy, mold and grime, hiding where you never look. First, empty it. Make sure there is not a lost sock in the bottom. Then take out the parts that come out. The cap in the center of the agitator, that fabric softener cup, usually just pops off. And the bleach dispenser, which usually pulls right out if you reach behind it. And when you pop that center cap off, Mija, brace yourself. Underneath is a hidden well of black grime you have been washing your clothes around for years. Drop those parts in the sink to soak in some vinegar and this soap while you clean the rest. Then that same vinegar spray, and you detail the machine. Spray and scrub where the fabric softener sat, where the bleach went. And here is one people miss. Push the drum gently side to side. And you will uncover a top rim above the water line where grime gathers because the water never rises high enough to rinse it. Screw that. A toothbrush for the tight places and a pipe cleaner for the little slots where the bleach enters the drum, which clog with fuzz, just like the drain holes do. And only after all that hand cleaning, after you have loosened all the gunk, do you run the machine's own cleaning cycle to flush it out. And here is how, and it holds for both kinds of machine. You put in either 2 cups of plain white vinegar or one of the cleaning tablets, one or the other, never both together. And you run it empty on the hottest water, the heaviest, longest setting, the highest water level. So the whole drum soaks in it. If you have an older machine that lets you pause it once it is full, and let it soak an hour before it finishes. If yours is newer and drains when you pause it, just run a second cycle if it needs it. Now let me tell you the quiet word about who profits from your not knowing all this, because it is a layered one. The front-loading machine, the one with the rubber seal, it was sold to you as the better machine, and in some ways it is. Put that sealed rubber door shut tight and wet after every wash. It was practically designed to grow mold, and everyone in the business has known it for years. It is a flaw built into the thing. And what do they sell you to manage a flaw they built? Tablets. A whole shelf of washing machine cleaners and fresheners and scented detergents that you buy again and again, forever, to fight a smell the machine's own design creates. And the scented detergent does not remove the mold. It perfumes over it so your clothes smell like flowers and mildew both. And you never quite place the second smell. And when the seal finally rots, a repairman or a whole new machine, your grandmother's washer had no sealed door to trap the damp. And whatever she washed with, she knew the one law that no company will ever make money teaching you. You never ever put a wet thing away in the dark and shut the door on it. You leave it open to the air. That law costs nothing, and it is the whole secret, and it is exactly the kind of plain knowing that slipped out of the houses because there was more money in the tablet than in the open door. So here are the small habits that keep the smell from ever coming back. And the first one is the most important thing in this whole video. After every single wash, leave the door open. The front loader door, the top loader lid, open so the air moves through and the inside dries instead of sitting wet in the dark. If your door likes to swing shut, a little magnet or a hook holds it open. That one, Avid, alone, Preventive, nearly all of it. Second, keep a dry towel by the machine and wipe the moisture out of the seal or the drum after a load. And third, once a month, run that empty hot cycle with vinegar or a tablet to keep it fresh. Do those three, and you will never again pull a sour towel out of a clean wash. So here is what I would ask of you. Go to your machine right now, and if it is a front loader, pull back that rubber seal and look into the folds. And if it is a top loader, pop the cap of the center and look underneath. And then come back and tell me in the comments what you found in there, because it is always worse than anyone believes. And tell me your county and how old your machine, because I like to know which of these machines are treating you all the worst out there. I read everyone. Next time, I will take you to the dishwasher. The other machine you believe is clean because it is full of soap and hot water every night, and show you the hidden filter at the bottom of it that almost nobody knows to pull out and clean, and why it is the reason your clean dishes sometimes come out with a film and a smell. But today, you start with the machine that does your washing. You pull back the seal or pop the cap and face what is hiding there. You wipe it, you spray the vinegar and this soap, you scrub the folds, and you clear those clogged little drains that no one ever told you about. You run the hot cycle to flush it. And from now on, you leave the door open to the air, the way the old women always did. The women who kept their homes with their own two hands knew never to shut a damp thing away in the dark. And so nothing in their houses ever turned and soured the way our sealed up machines do. And that is a thing we are only just starting to remember.